Hi everyone, welcome to day 11 of our 28 days of Pilates challenge. Today we're going to work on strengthening and toning of the upper limb, the arms, the shoulders, the mid-back. So for this session, you're going to need something to add a little bit of resistance to your movement. So I have these two little Pilates weights here. They're soft weights, they're easy to grip, they're 1 kg each. So at home, you probably won't have anything like this unless you've maybe been doing these already with us or doing them at home. So what you could do is get 2 bottles of water, one for either hand, maybe 2 tins of beans, peas, whatever you have in your cupboard. If you don't have anything suitable, don't worry, just do all of the exercises without any extra resistance. If you're using dumbbells, then I would say, maybe nothing more than a 2 kg dumbbell. Even though you might find that's very, very light, that's all we need. That's all we want for our Pilates session. There's no need to go lifting 12 kg dumbbells or anything like that. That's bringing us into a different method of exercise. So just really, really light weights, bottles of water, little dumbbells, that's all you need. So let's start. We're going to start in standing. We're going to bring our feet together and then we'll get into our Pilates posture. We're going to walk our heels apart and then our toes apart. Just ensuring that your feet are flat on the mat, toes are pointing forward. We'll check that we're weight bearing nice and evenly between the front and back of the foot. So if you want to roll forwards, roll backwards, and then just stop and weight bear really evenly through the entire foot. Give your knees just a small wiggle so you're not overextending the knee joint, you're just relaxing through the knees, keeping them slightly soft. With the pelvis then, we want to make sure the 2 sides of the pelvis are level all the time as you have a look down. And we also want to bring our pelvis into a neutral position. So we'll let our pelvis just drop slightly downwards and forwards in front. We'll exhale, tuck the tailbone in and under at the back, and let's stop halfway between those 2 positions. So we're in pelvic neutral. The rest of our Pilates posture then we want to look at, we want to ensure that the bottom of our rib cage is just above the top of our pelvic bone. So we're not flaring the ribs up and out. And this is quite important, this key element with upper body work. So try to keep the rib cage down all the time. Imagine a little string pulling you down from the top or bottom of your ribs to the top of your pelvis. And then we also want to open the collarbones, lift the head and neck nice and tall, and then we're in our nice Pilates posture, ready to begin. Let's turn our palms up to face the ceiling. Open your palms if you can with your weight resting on either hand. And we're going to focus then and get our attention to focus back to the body, to forget about the day that we've had today. Let's think about just ourselves in this moment and our breath. We're going to inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Let's do that a couple of times just to get us centered, get us focused. Think about your posture as you do it. Inhaling nice and deeply in through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. And just a quick scan through the body to ensure that you've got all those key elements of posture in place. And hopefully day 11, you're getting used to them now, that no matter what position we're in, no matter what our theme of the day is, we're always looking at these key elements. I'll take one more breath in before we move. And this time on our breath out, we're going to open the arms out to the side for dumb waiter and draw them back in again. So exhale out through the mouth as we open, inhale as we close. We're keeping the nice Pilates positioning, the nice Pilates posture. As you open the arms out, think about drawing the shoulder blades together at the back a little bit and down towards your bottom. Even the collarbones open wide. And this is where the rib flare comes into play a little bit more than some of the other exercises. So when we're doing these upper body movements, I'm just going to turn to the side, what you want to make sure of is that we're not flaring the ribs up and out and then drawing them back in again. That just means we're sort of compensating. The movement is not really coming just from our shoulders, it's coming from the chest and the spine and the rib cage. So keep everything else still and you'll see the difference just moving the arms. And it's a really great way to really localize the work through the shoulder joints and through the mid-back muscles. That's it, keep going, keeping that lovely posture. And in, last 2. Exhale to open, inhale back in, last 1. Exhale to open, and back in. Let's go up into the Cleopatra. Hold your weights this time a little bit more. As we open out, we're going to turn the palms down, reach the arms out nice and wide, and come right back to the start. Again, ensuring that we minimize any rib flare, we keep our pelvis in neutral, and obviously these movements are quite gentle, they're quite easy, so So just take your time with them, however, and focus on that breath. Focus on connecting the breath with the movement, connecting your mind to your body, having that really lovely Pilates posture. That's it. Opening the collarbones as the arms lift. Keeping the rib cage down, making sure it doesn't flare too much. That's it. But do allow the rib cage to expand with the breath. It's not that we don't want our ribs to move at all. We just want to make sure that they don't flare too much, that the work is not being overdone through the spine, through the low back. Let's go for one more. Exhale. When we're out, turn your palms and your weights to face forward. Draw the shoulder blades down at the back. Draw the belly button in ever so slightly. And let's go with a nice arm circle, but quite slowly here. Remember our Pilates, hopefully you've been seeing for the last few days, it's all about control of the movement. So nice and controlled. You can see here why you don't want really heavy weights, because the arms are out, the weight is at quite a long lever now, away from the body. So the further away we go, the more challenging it is with the lever. So not too far away here. If you feel it's too much, if you don't have any weights, don't worry. Just do the exercises like this. Palms open, doing that nice shoulder circle then. As you do it, let's just see if we can keep the rest of the body nice and stable. Knees slightly soft, pelvis neutral. Excellent stuff. Keep on breathing. Let's go for 3, 2, 1. And we're going to change direction. Let's go in the opposite direction. That's it. Keeping the collarbones open wide, the neck long and lengthened. Really starting to feel that work, that fatigue building through the arms and shoulders, which is a good thing, because then over the next couple of hours, couple of days, those muscles are going to repair. They're going to adapt to that load and fatigue, get stronger, and tone up a little bit from this. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and drop down. Let's turn our palms to face forward, our weights to face forward, keeping pelvic neutral. We're going to bend the elbows, lift the heels, and drop. Bend the elbows, lift the heels, and drop. So working a little bit now through the lower limb, through the backs of the legs and calf muscles, down to the foot and ankle. Take it nice and slow. We're going to make it more challenging in a moment. So nice and slow here. We can all do this movement, I'm sure, quite easily. But what I want you to focus on is posture. So particularly around the waist, particularly around the pelvis. Even though we're working our arms a lot today on day 11, we want to still keep that strength, that stability through the core, through the waist. Exhale and inhale. Excellent. So working through the back line, through the legs, working through the biceps here. Let's make this more challenging. So I'm going to turn to the side. You can do the same if you like, because the next exercise will be in this position anyway. And what I want you to do before we do our next heel lift, let's get back to neutral. Now we're going to make that lever longer. Let's make the exercise more challenging. Arms in front. Turn your palms and weights to face the ceiling. We want to ensure that our shoulder and our elbow joints stay in line and don't really move at all. And the movement then is going to come from the elbow to the hand. With the bend, we don't want the wrist to flex. Let's keep the wrist really straight and really strong. When you're ready then, let's lift those heels and drop. Nice and controlled. Lift and drop. Good. Keeping our nice Pilates posture will ensure that when we lift the arms up, we're not extending the spine as well. So try and keep that tailbone tucked under. Maybe a little engagement through the core, but don't worry, those muscles will work anyway. Don't overdo that. Really focus on the arms. Bend the elbows and release. Relax the shoulders. Keep the head and neck long and lengthened. Let's go for 4 more. Lift and drop. 3 more. And drop. 2 more. And drop. And 1 more. And drop. And drop. Well done, guys. Give the leg a little shake. We're going to come back towards the end of our mat. So we're all going to face this way now, down along your mat. Let's keep the feet and knees hip width apart and parallel. We're going to take our left foot forward. Take a good step forward now. The right one stays behind and lift your right heel off the floor. Make sure the pelvis stays level and neutral. Chest is open, head is up. We're going to bend both elbows and both knees and come back up again. So we're going to do a split squat lunge, just adding our bicep work again. So split squat lunge, adding that curl. And let's layer it up, adding the breath. Exhale down, inhale up. And then if you find that you're really wobbly here, then I want you to drop the weights Maybe move over near a chair, move over near the wall, hold on with one hand, put the other hand onto your hip, and work on your balance instead. As we do our split squats, we really want to make sure that our pelvis is level on both sides, our chest is open, the neck is long and lengthened, all the same elements of posture from before. Well done. Down and up. Let's go for 2 more, with or without your weights. 1 more. Excellent. Let's put the back foot down on the ground, and we're going to keep that back knee straight. Make sure your heel is on the floor, the foot is flat, pointing forward. Then lean forward and lunge through the front leg. We're bending the front knee. From the waist, let's bend over ever so slightly and try and aim for a straight diagonal line from your tailbone, coming up through the spine, following through from the crown of your head. So we don't really want to be rounded here. Let's get a nice straight spine. We're going to turn our palms to face behind us now. Draw the collarbones open and back. And let's go into some arm extensions. We're going to exhale and exhale. Exhale. That's it. So nice and controlled with this one. We're going to make it a little faster in a minute. So there's a lot going on with this exercise. The back leg, you may be feeling a little bit of a calf stretch through that back heel and through that back calf. The front leg, the one that's bent, it's working too. So you might feel your glute needed, so the glute muscles working here to keep that posture and keep that stance. Our core is working so that we're in this lovely position and we're not falling over and we've got good control. And then we're really targeting then more so those mid-back muscles, the shoulder blade muscles, the backs of the arms, the triceps, the deltoids of the back. So keep opening the collarbones, drawing the shoulder blades together at the back as we roll back. Let's stay back here and hold it. Keep the elbows and wrists straight, shoulders drawn down. Draw in, taking a breath in, and on your breath out, let's pulse. So really working into our triceps now, the back of the arms, feeling that work through the back of the shoulder, back of the arms, and add our pulse breathing. That's it. Let's add our 100th breath. We're going to exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. And rest. Let's take a step back with the left foot. Get back into parallel alignment. Shake it all out. And let's repeat that whole sequence on the opposite side. So we're going to take a step forward with the right foot. Still keep your legs parallel apart, so they're not really wide apart. We're up on the toes in the back foot. Turn your palms this time to face forward. Head and neck long and lengthened. And off we go. Bicep curl with our split squat lunge. Down and up. Keep it going. Adding the breath. Exhaling down. Inhaling up. Trying to keep the wrists always neutral with these movements. Because remember, these movements are really working our biceps, triceps, the muscles around the shoulders. So if we wanted to move the wrist, we'd be doing these movements with the wrist. So keeping the wrist really neutral will help to target the muscles we want to a little bit better. Keep going. Exhale down. Inhale up. Keep going with that one. I'm just going to show you from the front angle. When you're doing the split squat, upper body aside, we want to make sure the legs are parallel apart, not like this, or otherwise you'll be really wobbly on the way down. So they're still parallel, and as you squat down or lunge down, you want to aim for both sides of your pelvis to still remain level. Otherwise, we might end up quite wobbly like that. So keep that in mind as you're doing the movement. Let's go for one more. You can see I'm cheating here. And then we'll pause. We'll put the back foot on the ground. Let's keep our pelvis level again, then I'm leaning through that front knee, back heel on the ground, back knee straight. Let's hinge a little bit at the waist to lean slightly forward and straighten out the spine from the tailbone to the crown of the head. Let's turn our palms to face behind, really straight elbows. Open the collarbones already. And off we go. Exhale. Just a very gentle extension here. Not too fast just yet. We'll add our 100th pulses in a few moments. It's a nice extension here. As we said before, lots of things happening. Getting a calf stretch, challenging our core stability here in standing. Our glute muscles working a little bit to keep us in this stance. And the really big area we're working is that mid-back. The backs of the arms, the shoulder blade muscles. And maybe you spend a lot of time at a desk, particularly lately with maybe the lockdowns, you're working from home, maybe you're sitting for longer at your desk, and we're always rounded and forward in this flexed position. So the extension is quite a nice way to improve the muscles through the back, so the opposite. Helping with endurance here too, through those postural muscles. Let's go for one more, and we're just going to hold the arms slightly back, elbows straight, wrists straight, collarbones open. Let's go with our 100 pulses to finish today's session off. We're going to exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep going like this, guys. Keep that rhythm, keep that pace. Make sure you are not rounding, because then you won't feel it the same. Make sure you are opening the collarbones the whole time and staying in that extended position. Again, the elbows are really, really straight. The collarbones are open. That's it. Keep going. Nearly there. Let's go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release. Well done. We're going to drop our weights down. Well done, everyone. Give everything a little shake out. I'm sure you felt the arms working a little bit there. And let's just finish off with a quick stretch then back into parallel alignment. Let's interlock our fingers, and we're going to push the hands down to the floor. Bring the chin towards the chest. Just get a stretch at the back of the neck now. Maybe a little bit through the mid-back. And as we exhale, bring those hands up to shoulder height. Then exhale again and turn the palms the opposite way to face you. Really reaching forward, getting that mid-back stretch. We're going to exhale, and as we lift up into the air, big breath in. And on the breath out, let it go. Well done, everyone. That's a day 11 complete.